Just a little update here on the game. I haven't done too much. I've been working on the town classes. This is how I'm doing my car directionals currently. I got to put diagonals in here to do tweening. I added a bunch of lights, and based on the video I'll put in the description, I got a pretty rudimentary day-night cycle going on. So we got headlights, we got a little bit of a tail light here. And when night comes around here, it's going to be pretty damn dark. You got the surrounding light, so you can see a little bit. Headlights, all the lights at night. Night's going to be a completely different environment. I'm deciding more dangerous. You're going to want to camp if you can't handle it. And if you want to keep going, I'm probably going to reduce visibility more. But yeah, that I just came up with. Also, the towns, I've been working so hard on the towns. I realized I was doing things in a non-post-apocalyptic way. So our governments now are like, we got fanatics, we got anarchy. Anarchy's going to be a special state. There's a free city. More fanatics. We got single ruler. We got gang run. The city's gang run, anarchy. And then they got industries. That's the town industries. Like fishing. This would be a good place for fishing. But say you're here. I had to move Promise because of a bug, and I was testing things out, and it's going to stay here. Like if this was a rancher, I'm figuring each square is approximately 10 miles. Forget these, the length of these. I'm figuring each square is about 10 miles. So this is going to be a 10-mile square area for the town. So instead of putting a special tile for like ranch land, if they're a rancher, it's just going to be within this square. I don't like the sharp angles here. I'm going to make new tile sets that are going to be multiple tiles of each piece of road to bang them up and stretch them out. I got clickies. This is important, I redid the equipment. Originally, you had to close this here, but now it was a pain in the ass. Like, okay, so this is Ivy's equipment. Ivy is depressed here, unlike this. And if you wanted to see Fletcher's, you had to close this and then go to Fletcher and then click equipment. And I changed that completely around. This is my own coding. Because this is Godot's depressed state of the button, because it's the only thing that will work there. So there's Ivy's, Birdie's, everybody's amps has the same head. It was a bitch with that, trying to figure it out. But if you go to head, it's a cloth top hat, appears to be falling apart. Ivy's is a cloth top hat that appears to be used. What about you, Jose? Oh, yours appears to be new. So they are different items, head items. Even though it's the same head item, it's different conditions on different people. It appears to be falling apart. All of these have different defensive stats and things like that. I should have equipment over here at talk, but if you hit Anthony, again, I could not get the tooltip to work, so I just made these buttons. Where they came from, no idea, but here they are. This is going to be all the information throughout when Anthony's with your gang. Slowly this will fill in with observations about Anthony as to, because these numbers are going to be question marks, as to the capabilities of Anthony. And this is all going to depend on who's your quartermaster. Do they have the high enough skill to actually make a difference? You're going to have the option to have internal spies, ass kissers probably, which will help you figure out the stats of the people in your gang. There's things like that. I don't think I have anything else done. No, because I've been working so damn hard on these towns. And the reason I came back to this so early is because Spaceborne is so full of bugs. It's $20 for the game. my ship disappears and my land cruiser basically disappears while on a planet, and I have to use glide boots to go literally 18,000 meters away, hoping my ship is still there. That's a massive bug. God knows when the developer's going to fix it. Missiles don't work. There's still placeholder text on early quest stuff that's saying player instead of your name. I program differently. I test everything I do, and I fix bugs. It takes me much longer to do things. But hopefully, at least on this system, I won't have a bug. But you'll notice I do have a bug, because if I go to change my settings to 1080 and do an F5, oh yeah, I didn't account for all this. And that's a bug that people can oversee if you get too invested in what you're doing. And plus, I got no way to close this thing down. As for the day-night cycle, this is also pretty important. Let's put that back up in F5. Originally, every time you move your car, the rest of the world would do its turn. And that's the way I was planning on doing it. But then I realized if I want a day-night cycle in here, I want day to be different than night environmentally. Plus, there's also going to be the town. Like Rottingham has 40 population. I haven't programmed the food, but the population is going to, every unit of population is going to require 1 food and 1 water per day. So this town needs 40 food and 40 water per day. They're a mining town. They're also slavers, so they're going to have to import that, most likely. I'm going to put in something so that they can have at least some self-sustaining amount of food and water per settlement. So it's not overblown. But based on how many vehicles they have, they're going, and how they're allied or their relationship with other towns that may be able to supply their goods, they're going to be sending out convoys, armored convoys, to get the food and junk that they need back to their place. You can attack those convoys if you want. That will, of course, filter back and ruin your reputation with the cities and stuff like that. Again, none of that's programmed in yet. I haven't even... I got the models for the vehicles. I haven't... Oh, yeah, I did do that. No, I did the gas truck. But I gotta fix that because it's articulated. So I'm still working on this. It's still getting interesting. I'm decided to have quests. Like when you get into town here, you can talk to people. It's not going to be a place you can walk around. It's going to use a pop-up screen. But they will occasionally give you a quest. And this is where my map thing that I made that is completely invisible, but it's basically gives me every single tile and where it is. You can pick a random tile and with a couple checks, it'll put a pin, and that's where the quest starts. If you have a high enough, if your scouts, for example, have a high enough organization maybe and eyesight, possibly hearing, they'll be able to, when you say a pin's here, if you go here, they'll be able to spot the tracks. And then if your vehicles can take the track, you'll go as far as you can, and then you'll have to send a party of people out to finish the mission. You, as a player, I haven't decided if you can partake in the party, because if you die, a certain other event happens. If I can make it work, if you die, this gang either dissolves or becomes independent in the world. You end up in another gang because this is the way the story I have going is going to work. Um, so yeah, this is so far, and I had to change this from pure black like that to this gray because the headlights wouldn't show up. Nothing, no lights would show up here on pure black. Um, like right there, there's freaking no lights on that black, but there's light. You can see the lights on the gray. I also, yeah, moved the car here. So this is right side, not left side driving. Sorry. It's better than down the middle of the road because this allows opposing traffic to go other ways. You're not going to be able to, on the main map, you're not going to be able to collide with the couriers. But when you see them, because there's going to be visibility, like even though the map currently is kind of clear, I've decided there's going to be visibility limits. Like you'll be maybe you can see maybe this far. I haven't figured out the sphere yet. And so when you see like a courier or a gang or whatever, that's when you can make a pop-up will happen and you'll make a decision about what you want to do. So talk's not in yet. I've been looking at the Dialogic add-on for Godot. I don't know if I'm smart enough for it. Roles I'm working out, like this is my own testing of assigned role will be here. This role is going to highlight what is the most important two stats for whatever role it is. Obviously, quartermaster does not need high eyesight or hearing. This is one of 4 or 5 different things I've got half-ass programmed in everything that I still have to get back to. So I'm done with this update. I hope everybody has a fantastic day.